Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Lumberjack PR14, which stands for Plunge router and it's 1/4 of an inch. So I assume the 14 is 1/4 as in quarter, because there's the PR12, which is the 1/2 inch version. Anyway, I'm going to go straight on with it. What I'm going to do is lay everything out, and then I'm going to spend a couple of weeks playing around with it, doing bits and bobs, different projects. So I only buy tools for jobs I need them for. I don't buy them just to review them. So I'll do all of the things I need to do with them, and then I will be able to give you an honest review on whether it's good, bad or ugly. And also, as with most of the reviews I do, I've bought the item myself, so you know that all of my views are my own, honest, and you know, there's no incentive for me to lie about it or whatever. I own a few Lumberjack items, a pillar drill and various other little bits and bobs, and to be honest I quite like them, so there will be a little bit of bias there because I do already like the brand, but we'll see if I like this actual product. And hopefully, you know, it's going to be a good review, and hopefully it's a good tool because, as I say, I need it for a few projects. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, so that's what you get in the box, along with the how-to instruction manual. I'm going to have a quick look through this just to see, make sure I'm familiar with it. I've used routers before. I used one in a job years ago for a long time, and I used one in recreation for a very short time. But it was many years ago, so it has been a while, so I will need to refamiliarize myself. Okay, so I've had a look through the manual, and it's not great, to be honest. The pictures are very dark. It's very hard to see certain things like in these, and it's not the best laid out, so for someone who's never used a router, for example, this might be a little bit difficult to get to grips with, I'd say. It's not the worst I've seen. It is all written in English. There's no like problems with translations or anything. It's just the pictures are very dark. It does explain everything you need to know. So I'm going to go off, I'm going to do the projects I need to do, and I'll be back in a month maybe, and basically tell you how I've done. If there's anything of any particular note, I will do a recording while I'm actually doing the project, and I will tell you good, bad, ugly, whatever. See you in a month. Right, I've tried to use this a lot of times, and I find loads of reflection from the guard. So I've removed it because it's impossible to see anything while you're trying to use it with the actual extraction sort of case on it. You can't see anything. Even now I've taken it off. With this there, you cannot see anything. So I think you got to make the decision of, do you want dust everywhere or do you want to be able to see your work? Sadly. Right, I've had to remove everything from it to be able to use it. So if you're going to do the same as me, make sure you're wearing safety goggles at all times. Okay, so as I said, there was a lot of reflecting from this and this. Now this, the second you put it on, it reflects everything, and all those scratches, they were already on it. I'm not sure if it was supposed to have a cover, but as you can see, it's so reflective. It's like a heads-up display on a car. So the second you've got any light going down on your work, you can't see it. And obviously I have studio lights that I've made myself, and so the light's coming from different places, but I needed a specific light on my work so you can see it, because obviously the whole of the router is blocking the light on what you're doing, but I couldn't get a light in that wasn't reflecting off this. I then put this on there and you couldn't see anything. This and this together, literally you couldn't see your work at all. You couldn't see what the plunger was doing at all. Sorry, the router was doing at all. And it was just awful. So I've taken both of them off. It's a pain not being able to have this. This is not a major issue to me. You know, I wear safety goggles at all times. I'd have preferred something safety-wise in between me and something that's spinning 30,000 times a second, a minute, a year. But such is life. This is a pain because obviously it just creates a hellstorm of sawdust. So it's a bit of a pain, but you know, let's see what it's like. see, with all the guff on there, I couldn't see at all what I was doing, so I've gone massively out of the way, but such is life. Okay, so as soon as I took the safety plastic off and the vent hose covery thing, you can see the work really well. There's a very good sort of view of it from any angle then. So the negatives are definitely that those two bits of plastic just get in the way. They've made them clear so you can sort of see through them, but it just doesn't work. However, once they're out the way, it works wonderfully. I've only bought some cheap router bits at the moment, which I'll show you which ones they are now. But they worked very well, so whether that's because of the router or the bits, who knows. But there is one other negative. I'm not sure if it will affect everyone out there, but the springs to press down are very, very strong. It takes quite a bit of oomph to push them down. Now, anyone who follows my channel will know I've got problems with my hips, so I actually struggled quite a lot. You know, my upper body strength is okay, but I was having to use quite a lot of it to compensate for what I couldn't do bending. So maybe that's going to be for someone who hasn't quite got enough as much strength to push down, so that might be a negative for you, I'm not sure. All of the buttons and the bits and bobs that you'd need to touch during and pre-use and after use are all within hand reach and thumb reach or whatever, so that's all very good and is very ergonomic. So there are swings and roundabouts here. The negatives are the plastics, any of the plastic bits that got in the way, which I've removed now. The strength of the springs is quite strong, but the positives are it's very good, it's very quick. All of the sort of buttons, everything are within very good reach. The speed controller, very easy to reach and very sensitive, as in good sensitivity, not, you know, you don't just touch it and it's gone to 1,000,000 and down to 0, and it's not one that you have to constantly roll. It seems very, you know, very good for what it does. One thing I didn't get around to using, so I won't be able to review, is the side fence that it comes with. It looks okay, it doesn't look too expensive. The 1/2-inch router one comes with a much better looking, sturdier version. But as I say, I'm not reviewing that because I haven't used it. And the routing compass, I didn't get to use that either. So until I do, I can't really, you know, make much of a comment on it apart from what it looks like. And they both look like they were going to work, but I just haven't had the need to use them. And to be honest, by the time it came to sort of putting this whole video together, I hadn't used them and I completely forgot. So apologies there. So overall, it's sort of 50-50. The negatives can be overcome and don't make it unusable, but the positives do make it worth buying. So it's one of these things. The first one I got had been damaged in transit, so I messaged the company. It wasn't actually the lumberjack company, but it was a retailer who's allowed to sell their products. And I emailed them. They sent me a postage slip that would give it, send it back to them within 24 hours, and they had another one in the post that day. So the second I'd put it in the post, they had another one out, you know, a day before they got the original back. So literally I had a broken one, and within 2 days I had a brand new one with me. So that, you know, that's one thing I like about the Lumberjack company. They've got a lot of after sales support. So if you are looking for a brand that you want to trust, I trust the Lumberjack brand, but for this price there are a few Plunge routers you can buy. So if you're not after that, maybe there are other ones that would fit your purposes better, but I would, knowing all of this, I'd buy it again. So it's totally up to you, but I hope that has helped some of you out there. If you're looking for a Plunge router, then this may be what you want. You know, make your own mind up, make your own decisions. So yeah, I hope that's helped some of you out there. If it has, brilliant, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. If it didn't, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now. And I hope I'd helped. Hope I've helped. I don't hope anything anymore.